Fight Island has its headlining fight. What's up, guys? So Robert Whittaker versus Darren Till is set to headline the Fight Island card on July 25th, and I'm very glad to see Robert Whittaker's back. He's coming off his loss against Israel Adesanya. It's his first fight back. He took quite a bit of time to recover, which is great, so I don't see him being too chinny out there against Darren Till. Darren Till is coming off a win against Kelvin Gastelum. Kind of controversial, very close fight. I do believe Darren Till won that fight, but it was extremely close. These two were supposed to fight in Dublin about 6 months ago, but Robert Whittaker was later supposed to fight Jared Cannonier, and he pulled out of that fight. Robert Whittaker had to go through some things, and it turns out he said that the bone marrow surgery thing that he was going to do for his daughter, a lot of people were talking about it. It took a life of its own. He said it never happened. He didn't know where that came from. He pretty much took time off and spent time with his family. Pretty much burnt out and just wanted to rest, and you can't blame the guy for that. He's been injured so many times, he's been fighting. He really wasn't getting any great break without being injured or ill. He also said he was constantly getting sick the last couple years, so it's good that he took time off. I hope he gets back motivated, especially for this fight, because the winner of Darren Till versus Robert Whittaker is probably going to be next in line against the winner of Adesanya versus Paulo Costa, which seems to be the fight that's also going to be happening, and they want that fight to also be on Fight Island. Extremely interesting fight. It has a lot riding on it. Whittaker can potentially, if he wins this fight, get one back on Adesanya. Darren Till may be the new blood. We've all said that one day Till is going to be a champion. Is that coming sooner than we thought? That all rides on this fight first. This is the first roadblock for both of these guys to get that sort of redemption where Darren Till wants to get back at the title, where he lost his first one horribly at welterweight, and Whittaker wants to defeat Adesanya and get that embarrassing loss off of his resume as well. It's pretty much a redemption fight for both of these guys, and I expect them to both be very much motivated on defeating each other. But it is pretty shocking because Darren Till only has one win at middleweight. He's only competed once, and that was against Kelvin Gastelum, so it's still hard to know exactly where Darren Till fits into all this. He didn't seem to have tremendous power when he fought Kelvin. It might be because Kelvin has an iron block for a head, and maybe because Robert Whittaker doesn't have the best chin, Darren Till can deliver the power and knock out Whittaker. It just doesn't seem the same as when he fought at 170, where his power is pretty tremendous. A lot of fighters are very worried about his left hand, but he seems to be pretty quick at middleweight and seems to be pretty full for the weight class. So I do see Robert Whittaker being the bigger man, of course, but the speed and striking style of Darren Till is going to give Whittaker problems, because Whittaker and Darren Till fight very similar, not like the same stance and same techniques, but they have a similar approach to a fight. They're very keen on blitzing the opponent. They like to stay from far, and they find their opening, and they blitz you down. The only difference is Whittaker likes to sit back more, whereas Darren Till likes to pressure you more, right? Darren Till almost takes this kind of Conor McGregor pressure to a fight, where he likes to push you back and counter you, look for the left hand. He's very good at cutting you off. So when those two kind of things match up, you would have to think that Darren Till is going to push Robert Whittaker back, and Whittaker's going to look for some explosions. And it all comes down to, can Darren Till move back, pull back, step off the line of sight, step off the linear path that Whittaker's freight training on? Can he do that and land the left hand? He can absolutely do so, because they are in opposite stances, and it depends what Whittaker's going to throw, because if Whittaker fights Darren Till the way he fought Adesanya, where he's trying to take his head off with the right overhand and not really setting anything up that well, I do expect Darren Till to win this fight. I think he's too sharp of a counterpuncher. I think he's too sharp and too quick with his movement, and Whittaker's just going to be hitting air. But if Whittaker comes out there and respects the power and respects the striking of Darren Till, and he starts setting things up, stutter stepping his way in, stopping his combinations and attacks, such as he throws a jab in your face, mask a step behind it, stutter steps to see your reaction, throws another jab, throws the right high kick when he notices that you're leaning a certain direction, stuff like that, Robert Whittaker is a master at inflicting damage. But the thing is, Darren Till is so different, where he's moving forward and back constantly. He's never really plotting in front of you unless he's very confident he has you under his spell. And his left hand just becomes an absolute nightmare, because you're not able to hit him. He has your movement down. He's able to track that movement very precisely. When you attack him, he's just countering with that left hand. So in that sense, I absolutely do see Darren Till having a major path to victory here. But Whittaker can also do some things too. Whittaker's front kick may not be the best weapon because of how Darren Till's sideways stance plays against that. He can easily make it come past him, slide past his body. But Whittaker has that right round kick. Very powerful right round kick. Very powerful leg kicks as well, which Darren Till does not block. And Whittaker does have more variety to his strikes, whereas Darren Till, pretty much the only strikes you ever see him throw, confidently at least, when he's not trying things out, are right jab, long right lead uppercut, but it usually acts as a jab, it's just a different angle. Left straight, left overhand, left uppercut, and left round kick. And sometimes he'll throw the right side kick to the knee. And if he has you completely down to a T, he starts throwing elbows at you. That's pretty much his entire arsenal of attacks. Whereas Whittaker throws many different things. He's very good with the long lead left hook, very good with the straight right hand, very good with the right high kick, very good with the right body kick, right overhand, right uppercut, lead uppercut. He throws all different kinds of attacks, and he throws them in a blitzing style of an approach, and he pushes combinations way better than Darren Till does. Darren Till is usually a one-shot fighter, two-punch combination, that's it. Really, does he ever add anything on to his strikes past 2 strikes? And that alone actually can be a big disadvantage for him, because just as he's hard to hit, Robert Whittaker is not that easy to hit unless he's moving forward. Notice whenever Robert Whittaker gets hit, it's because he moves forward a little bit too much when it's against Yoel Romero and Israel Adesanya. He's very fast to move away. I actually think he's faster with the initial step than Darren Till is, and that includes going backwards. He's also a bit more athletic, and he's more powerful, I believe, and his hands are very quick as they are. So it's a very competitive fight, and if I were to give like my early prediction of it, I would probably go with Robert Whittaker. But if you go with Darren Till, he absolutely has that great chance of winning. He absolutely can push Whittaker back and make him fall into counter shots, force out the blitz, because he's making him uncomfortable with his pressure. Right? And he's extremely good at zoning the opponent into a certain space. It's almost like they're claustrophobic and they can't escape this limited amount of space that Darren Till gives them. It's like he's purposely manipulating what they can use, and that just creates a very uncomfortable feeling for his opponent. It even happened to Stephen Thompson. Right? If you could do that to Stephen Thompson, you could probably do it to Robert Whittaker, who also comes from a very similar background. I absolutely expect the best Darren Till I've ever seen, and probably even the best Robert Whittaker I've ever seen, given his layoff to recover from the damage he has taken. Hopefully nothing happens with injuries, because we know Whittaker, sometimes he's injury prone, sometimes he gets sick. Hopefully they have a backup just in case, because it is also on Fight Island, and you want a good first impression of Fight Island. Hopefully they can get in Jared Cannonier. Who knows? Yoel Romero. Darren Till always said he never wanted to fight Romero. If Robert Whittaker pulls out, he might actually face that monster. So Fight Island is going to be very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to Dana White being on a throne, sitting over them like he's Shang Tsung or Shao Kahn or something like that. I don't even know. Is it going to be outside, or is it going to be in an arena? Who knows about that either? All I know is it sounds like a vacation spot for fighters. It's like a dream come true for fighters. I cannot wait how this all plays out. I'm excited for Fight Island as much as I am for this fight, and I'm extremely excited for the fight. So leave in the comments below what you guys think about all this, what you guys think about Fight Island that's actually happening. It's coming very soon, and this great matchup between Whittaker and Darren Till. And I'll see you guys in the next video.